Following a month-long closure of the station as part of the TransPennine Route Upgrade, Huddersfield has reopened to passengers. However, it's pretty different to how it looked just a month ago, with missing platforms, a new bridge, and a completely new track layout. But what's actually happened, and why does the station still look like a building site even after a month of closure? One thing before we start, if you enjoy this type of content, please consider liking this video and subscribing to my channel. There's more TransPennine content to come in the future, so you won't want to miss any of those. We'll start with some background. The modernisation works at Huddersfield is part of one of the UK's biggest currently active infrastructure projects, the TransPennine Route Upgrade, also known as the TRU. I've already done a video where I've gone into detail about this, worth a watch if you're interested. But today we're mainly focusing on Huddersfield. It's the biggest station on the TransPennine route between Leeds and Manchester, and marks the halfway point between the two cities. Huddersfield Station is Grade 1 listed. This means that it's nationally protected due to its historic significance. This is mainly down to the 1847 built neoclassical station frontage, and also the canopy above the platforms, built in 1886. This makes changing the station's layout a lot more difficult than your average station. However, this hasn't prevented the TRU from bringing significant and much needed changes to the station, including 2 completely new platforms, lengthening and widening the existing ones, and enhancements to the station's facilities. As of now, none of these new features have actually been implemented to the station, as this month-long closure was mainly carried out in order to prepare for the installation of these features over the next year and a half. So what's actually happened over the last month? Well, in short, it feels like half the station has gone missing. That is sort of true, as they temporarily reduced the number of platforms from 7 to 3, and hidden where the other 4 used to be behind a hoarding. The remaining platforms have also changed, with what was formerly Platform 2, serving trains to Penistone and Sheffield, now becoming Platform 1, and the old Platform 1 now becoming Platform 2. Both of these platforms have been widened, moving them closer to Platform 3, as well as Platform 2 being lengthened, allowing for future longer trains to use it. The former bay platforms 5 and 6 and the outermost platform 8, as well as the smaller canopy that covered them, have all been demolished, making space for 2 completely new platforms to begin construction in their place. These new platforms will serve the slow lines towards Dewsbury, and northbound terminating services from there will have a dedicated terminating platform. The listed 1886 train shed has been strengthened and repainted, as well as being adapted to be able to hold future overhead wire equipment for electric train operation. By the project's completion, all platforms will be electrified. Under this train shed, the 2 through platforms that currently exist will remain. They will join onto the fast lines going to Dewsbury. These fast lines will bypass the junction at Mirfield, allowing for faster and more reliable journeys as well as more capacity. To hold the 4 tracks at the north of the station, the bridge over St John's Road and Fitzwilliam Street has had to be replaced. This was the main construction project during the station blockade. It required a 1,250-ton crane from Norway to lift a new bridge deck into place. This took 18 days to carry out, and it severed the route, being the main reason that the station was completely closed for the 30-day period. Oh, and masts for overhead wires are also starting to be installed on the bridge. Currently, the new bridge deck has been lifted into place and the tracks have been relaid, just in a different layout to serve the 2 remaining through platforms. The bridge that will hold the slow lines on the new platforms has not been fully installed yet, so the road under the bridge is still closed to cars currently. Now that the station has no northbound terminating platforms, there has been a modified timetable implemented until January 2027 at least, with no trains terminating at Huddersfield from the north. This means that the former Leeds to Huddersfield stopper service has been rerouted to Bradford interchange via Brighouse, which also provides a connection at Brighouse for the rail replacement bus service to Deaton, which has been closed for remodelling since the end of August and will reopen in 2027. Northern's Huddersfield to Bradford interchange service has been withdrawn during this period, as it's basically replaced by the other Leeds to Bradford service and the rail replacement bus. On the route north of Huddersfield towards Dewsbury, there hasn't been many big visible changes in terms of the infrastructure projects that I talked about in my previous TRU video, like the bypass fast line at Ravensthorpe. This particular project is still in groundwork stages, such as the foundations and excavation works. meaning that a lot of work has probably taken place in the past 3 months since my last video on it, just we can't really see it. Back on the topic of Huddersfield, we will most likely be seeing another extended closure in January 2027, while the second major phase of work is completed. There has been limited official information about this, so it's unclear when it will exactly be or how long it will last. This will be decided close to the time, depending on the project's progress. But on the whole, I think the progress made in the September blockade at Huddersfield is significant, and its scale and intrusive nature of work definitely justified the extended closure, even if it was inconvenient for passengers. In the future, I can't wait to see the rest of the project taking shape, as it is truly an impressive engineering project, and hopefully it will be worth the next year or so of disruption, only having half the station operational and the remaining half looking like a building site. They're all the upgrades I have for you today regarding the TransPennine Route Upgrade. If you did enjoy this video and want to see more related content, give this video a like, share it, and maybe even subscribe to my channel.